Welcome to our channel. And by our channel, I mean ours and yours. So thank you to our patrons. If you don't know us yet, my name's Kenny. This is my wife, Nani. She's been putting up with me for over 36 years now. And so she's a good woman. I'm going to hang on to her for as long as I can. So we're just going to get into a little bit of our personal life today. Kind of where the business came from, where we think it's going, our feelings about some of those things. I know we started this business June 1st, 1998. So the first part of June was all just getting ready, getting the bank loans, and the suppliers, all that stuff set up, applying for a business license. And so, we worked on this for at least 6 months. And so, Nani, when we were working on this in early 1998, what did you feel? How did you feel about this business thing? Come on, closer. No, closer to me.
Closer to you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. 1998, I was excited about the business. My thoughts about that were Kenny would start the business, it would take off, and I would be able to quit my outside job and be able to work in the business with him. That did not happen.
What happened to that grand plan?
Somebody had to work to make money to pay bills, because bills came to be. So.
You mean we didn't get rich the first year?
No, we didn't get rich the second year, nor the 22nd year. But we're still doing it. And as I say I'm talking about Kenny and Cameron, because they are the guys who go out and do the job. I'm the girl who's at the office, my work office, working, doing other things.
I see. So in other words, you've been the breadwinner this whole time.
Not really, yes.
Did you think I was crazy when I told you I wanted to start a business?
At first, yes, but then you took me to the fairgrounds in West Virginia with our van and our children.
West Virginia State Fair.
And our children, but it was not the West Virginia State Fair at that time. It was an event that was happening, and you took me and the kids, and we got to go down, and we got to meet people who have RVs, and we got to see how nice they were. They welcomed us in their home while Kenny was working, and we got to experience it. And I got to see what he did, because I didn't know what he did for the company he was previously working for. And I got to see what he did, and I got to see how good he did. So it ended up being a good experience. Yes, it was a little scary, but yeah. Let me ask you a question. How did you get your idea to make All Seasons? What brought you to that?
Well, as you know, the whole time we've been married, I always wanted to be self-employed. I mean, heck, we even tried Amway for a while. That didn't work out so well. We tried several other home-based businesses, and none of them really did anything. I mean, Nani sold makeup.
Sold Tupperware.
We've done a lot of things. And I always wanted to be self-employed. So in about 1995 or so, I went to work for an RV dealer here in Beckley, West Virginia, and I just saw that there was a need for a mobile service. A lot of campers set up permanently here. We got a lot of rivers, we got a lot of river lots, a lot of tourism, and we just had a lot of campers in this area, and not everybody was in a position to pull their camper to a dealership, leave it for 2, 3, 4 months, to have it worked on. They're set up permanent, and they wanted somebody to come work on. So that was my thinking behind that. I saw a need, and nobody was filling it, and I thought, well, I'll fill it. So that's what I did.
Well, with that question, then, what do you actually do on the campers?
Just about everything. If they're rotten, I'll do carpentry work. The appliances are bad, I'll work on the appliances. Electric's not working, I'll work on electric. Plumbing's busted, I'll work on the plumbing. Just about everything. I do just about everything except chassis work on motorhomes. And back in the day, I did stuff like that. I would go out on the highways and work on campers that were broke down beside the highway, needed fuel filters or an alternator or a belt or a hose or something like that. But I really shied away from that stuff here in the last, 7 or 8 years, and I just don't do any chassis work on motorhomes. That's engines, transmissions, rear ends, suspension. I don't do that.
Okay. Because that's a lot of calls we get.
Yes.
People
it
are
is.
constantly calling, and they're stuck out on the interstate, and Kenny is having to tell them, no, that's not something he handles.
No. It has got, RVs are like automobiles. They've got very computerized. You can't hardly do anything on a motorhome, just like modern cars, without the diagnostic equipment and the knowledge to use that equipment. And that's, I'm just, this far, just late in my career, I'm just not going to go spend tens of thousands of dollars on equipment to work on computerized vehicles and the training. So I'm just not going to do it. So I got plenty of business just working inside the coaches and working on the stuff that we just talked about. So I don't need to do chassis work anymore.
How do you advertise?
Basically, all my advertising's been word of mouth. In the very beginning, did advertise a little bit in what we call the Old Mountain Trader here in this area. It's just a trade paper where people buy and sell stuff, and I done a little advertising there. Back in the very beginning, I would go to campgrounds and I would make up a flyer, go to the campgrounds, hang up a flyer with some of the information about what I did and phone number, but other than that, it's just been word of mouth. Live in a pretty small community, and so if you do a good job, people will tell other people you did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
It's the old adage: if you do a good job, the person will tell one person. But if you do a bad job, they'll tell 50. So got to do good work and stick with it, and you can make things like this work in a small town.
Question?
Well, it is now 2021. Do you still think I'm crazy?
We made it through 2020, so I think we're both crazy.
Barely. We barely made it through 2020.
No, I don't think you're crazy.
No.
I think you're doing a good job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm out of questions.
You're out of questions.
Yeah, it's up to you now.
All right. How many people you got working for your company?
One very, very good employee. Me.
Do you have any help?
Cameron helps me. He's not a true employee. He's just a contract laborer. I 1099 him at the end of the year. That's the way. I've only had a few helpers outside family.
How many hours do you work a week?
That depends on what time of the year it is. If it's summertime, man, it can be 60, 70, 80 hours a week. Wintertime, not so much.
Well, tell us about a day. What does a day entail in the summertime?
In the summertime, it's getting up at about 7:30. Eat breakfast, get all my personal stuff done, and then I'll go in the office and I will maybe order parts or get stuff ready to order. Customers, well, I'll talk to customers. And maybe return calls, because sometimes I'm returning calls at 7, 8, 9 o'clock the night before. Sometimes if it gets past 9, I don't call people. So I might have to call somebody from the day that left a message from the day before, and then I hit the road and I work on stuff, and I come home and here we go again. We're in the office. We're ordering parts, receiving parts, checking parts in, talking to customers, getting ready for the next day.
Well, how has being a small business owner affected your family life?
Well, I guess you'd have to ask my family, but I don't know. It seems to be pretty good for me. And back in the beginning, we done this as a family. I worked my kids, I worked my wife, I worked my dad. Because sometimes I need more than my two hands. So sometimes I need help, and so yeah, in the very beginning, it was my kids and my wife. My dad helped me a lot. Everybody was working, going to school, so we just work it around, and that's how we did it in the beginning.
Well, what's what has been your greatest fear, and how have you managed it?
My greatest fear is getting hurt, because if I get hurt, the business dies. We've done okay, but this is not the kind of business you get into if you want to get rich. So we've made a living, and but there's not a lot of money in reserve. So if I ever get hurt, if I'm out of work for 3 months, the business is dead. So that's my biggest fear. So I've always had to be very, very careful not to seriously injure myself.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's all my questions.
That's it.
Well, I've asked you 8 or 9. How many you asked me?
All right. Well, I guess we're going to wrap this up. Hey, just thanks for watching. Thanks for being a patron. That's going to help out a lot, because this is a little bit expensive to do. It is time consuming. You got to buy some equipment. Right now, I need to buy some better lights. If we're going to be doing videos like this, we need some quality lights. So all that helps, and I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this patron exclusive content, and if you don't, let us know. If you do, let us know. If there's anything you'd like to see, please let us know. So just thanks a bunch, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.
And if you have any questions, ask him. He can answer them for you. He's good at that.
Yeah, just leave them in a comment on the video. That's the best way to get hold of me. Are starting to get some calls. Well, I've been getting quite a few calls from YouTubers and stuff, and I don't know how much longer that's going to last. There will probably be a point where I can't do that anymore. So the best way to get hold of me is just leave me a comment down in the comment section. All right.
Thanks again for being a patron.
Thanks.
We appreciate you.
All right. Y'all have a good day.